From Connecticut's newsroom. Now, Fox Connecticut Morning News.
Good morning. The official numbers are in from Bridgeport. It appears as though Dan Malloy will be our next governor.
Let's send it out to Fox Connecticut's Anthony DiLorenzo live in Bridgeport. He's going to be speaking to Bridgeport's mayor, Bill Finch. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, Mayor Bill Finch addressed the media around 6:18 this morning to give the final and official results here in Bridgeport. We can tell you those numbers right now. Dan Malloy winning with 17,800 votes. Tom Foley, the Republican, coming in second, obviously, with 4,075 votes. Now those results will have to be brought to the Secretary of the State's office to be certified, and then it will be up to Susan Bisowitz to give us the official results. But, of course, it looks like Dan Malloy wins this race. Joining us live this morning is Mayor Bill Finch. Thanks for joining us here this morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
What do you want to say to the voters of Bridgeport that have any concern that their vote did not count on Tuesday night?
Well, first off, their vote was very important. The President of the United States came here and told them that. They turned out in good numbers, and that everyone who voted had their vote counted. It took us a while, but we did it.
Talk about the fact that you guys ran out of ballots so early. This must frustrate you extremely.
You know, I've dedicated my life to public service, and I believe in it, and I want people to believe in it too, and I want them to come out and vote. We only govern with their consent. And when we don't have enough pieces of paper for them to give us consent or not give us consent, whatever their choice might be, that frustrates me greatly. And there was a significant misjudgment here. And I formed a panel of three very wise people, one a former mayor and a Republican, because this is not political. Mistakes were made, ineptitude was shown, and we have to make sure that this kind of misjudgment never clouds a Bridgeport election again. I believe the election was fair and honest and open. I believe every vote was counted, but it was a messy process to get to that final result.
The results were due actually Wednesday at 6 p.m. What took so long for the Registrar of Voters? I know this is not something that you oversee personally, but can you give us some sort of sense? Why did we have to wait so long? Why was Bridgeport the holdup?
Well, there was probably somewhere around 10,000 paper ballots that had to be counted that couldn't be put through the optical scanner. So they physically had to be counted with a couple people's eyeballs watching the page to make sure that Republicans and Democrats were each watching each ballot and counting. There's many positions on the ballot. There's, 12 or 13 votes to be taken on a ballot, and the ballots are slightly different with each precinct depending on who the state rep candidate is and who the state senate candidate is. So these things can be mind-numbing after a while. Imagine doing 10,000 of those. And
the Secretary of the State is blaming this on the Office of the Registrar here. Do you hold the blame solely on two people, and would you call for their jobs?
You know, I formed the panel to get to the bottom of this. I would say that the local people and the state people dropped the ball. There is no way that 70,000 potential voters should be given 21,000 ballots. My 6-year-old can do that math. We needed to have more ballots here. Somebody dropped.
It wasn't a money issue.
No, it was never a money. How much does it cost to print a ballot? That's crazy. I don't know who's putting that out there. We're in financial strife, no doubt, but we are not going to scrimp on people's right to vote.
All right, Mayor Bill Finch, thank you very much for joining us here this morning. So again, the official results here in Bridgeport, Dan Malloy winning this one in the state's largest city. Of course, these results have not been finalized. Let's show you what the Malloy camp had to say. They released a statement saying to Fox Connecticut they are not surprised by these results. They stood by their numbers early on, declaring Dan Malloy the winner of the governor's race. So they're saying that they're not surprised by these results. So far, we have yet to hear from the Foley camp to see whether or not they're going to contest these rates or whether or not Tom Foley will indeed concede to Dan Malloy. Reporting live here in Bridgeport, I'm Anthony DiLorenzo, Fox Connecticut.
Anthony, thank you.
It is 7:34. Let's send it over to Joe Fury in the Weather Center with a look at the forecast. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Sarah. Good morning. It is raining outside this morning. Rain's coming down at a pretty good pace in some spots. So, yes, need the umbrella raincoat this morning. As low pressure is tracking right up and over us, the second wave of low pressure. We've had now 1.52 inches of rain in Hartford, and you see some of those yellow bands that are moving across, especially in eastern areas now.